Are you afraid of coming to the big city because you don't know if you're going to be able to park your RV? Today, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should come and how you can find parking. Okay, as a lot of you who follow the channel know, you know that I've been traveling quite a few places, including the West and some parts of the South. And I've stayed in many places, including BLM land, some Walmart parking lots, and just city streets like this one in general. And so today I'm going to give you some tips on how you can find parking and some of the things that you should consider when parking long term for a few days or a week or something in a big city. Consider that what I'm about to tell you applies to my Toyota RV, which is about the same size as a camper van, as a Sprinter camper van. So if you have a fifth wheel, 40-foot RV or something quite big, it may not be for you. So this is more aimed towards the kind of RV that's going to fit in a regular parking spot, and it's not going to draw too much attention. So no stealth required. Okay, the first thing I want to tell you is that in every big city, there's free parking available in a lot of areas. Now, not everywhere, but if you go to a website called spotangels.com, you can get a pretty good idea by entering the zone you're going to be in or the area you want to park in to see what's available for paid or free parking. Now, a lot of the big cities are required by their own city ordinances to have a certain amount of free parking available to their residents. So there's always going to be free parking somewhere near where you want to go. And so I'm not saying you're going to be right in the spot you want to be in, but you're going to be nearby where you can access those spots. Tip number 2 is park away from the residential areas. So as you are looking for parking and you're looking for a place to stay a night, a couple of nights, 3 nights, a few nights, look for an area that is mostly either commercial or residential commercial, such as like apartment complexes, and don't park near a private residence. I'm currently parked over there. You can see at the very end. If I were to park here next to this house or in this parking area that's also free, or in that parking area that's also free, that's kind of a little bit of a gamble, because you have residents that live in a house or a very small apartment building that could call so they can come and check on you, and then you get a notice, and it's just a way to kind of avoid any kind of involvement by the police. Doing that is going to minimize your chances of getting that knock on the door in the middle of the night. The tip number 3 is that you should also understand that you still may get checked if they see your rig parked in the same spot for a number of days. Now, best way to avoid it is to park in different spots, find different places to park every night. But the reason you might get checked is, number 1, there's meter maids that go around and they still need to check on parking around the area, even if it's free parking, and they have plate readers. So make sure and keep your registration current so that when the plate reader comes, they don't give you a ticket for not having current registration. Now, the other thing that they can do is, if you're parking in the same spot in the same area for 2-3 days, they can still come and ask and check on the condition of your vehicle. And if your vehicle looks, old, unkept, dirty, they may want to give you a ticket for vehicle storage, which is prohibited. So make sure and keep your rig clean and spiffy looking. And the last reason they can come and check on you is if you're nearby a residential area, some people may be, you know, unaware that there's no one staying in your vehicle during the day or whatever. They may want to come and check on you just to make sure you're okay. And that's the police community service that's going to come and do that. And they may just come and just make sure that you're fine. So don't be alarmed by that. It's no big deal. But, you know, people just want to be well-intentioned. So don't worry about it, but just be aware of it. Tip number 4 is you will have to pay for parking at some point. Now, this is, for example, if you're visiting an attraction, a museum, some other area where you want to visit and you don't want to like drive or walk too far from it. So you'll have to pay for parking, but be aware that the costs are going to vary by a lot. Here's the type of parking that you can find in Miami. All encapsulated in this corner. So if we come to this side and you look at this area right here, that's free parking. You can park there for almost no time limit. This whole side. If you park on this side of the street, this side, now you have to pay about $3.75 an hour. You can pay it by phone. And if you go to that side, it's also $3.75 an hour. And if you park here, this is a private lot. And this one could be as high as $5, maybe $10 an hour, depending on whether there's an event or something. Cool G-Wagon, by the way. So there you go. That's how much of a difference it makes parking in Miami. So the takeaway here is really pay attention to where you're parking, because parking a block away could save you lots of money. Parking on the street versus a private parking lot is going to save you some money. So be mindful, and especially look at the map on the Park Angels website just to see if you're nearby some free parking, and you can save yourself a lot of money. The last tip I want to share with you is that size and height and width restrictions in a big city do matter. Again, this video is aimed at people who have an RV like this one. So anything bigger than a Toyota RV or a camper van like a Sprinter, you might have a problem because of the size restrictions. So always be aware of the height and the width of your vehicle. Understand that some areas they have oversized parking and it's usually outside, so you'll be able to park, but it's going to be more expensive. Some parking structures you just cannot access because of the height restrictions. And my suggestion for that is when you're visiting a city, make sure and have like a folding bike or a bike or an electric scooter so you can park away from those areas that are very size restrictive, and use the electric scooter or the bike to get to the venue that you're looking to get. So be mindful of that and park a little bit of ways, save a lot of money, save a lot of hassle, and save some damage, because you don't want to get into a too small of a parking area and scratch your rig or scratch somebody else's rig. Do you have other tips, other ways that you have parked in the city for a few days? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate your support. If you want to look at the other videos in the travel series, there's a playlist. So I'll see you on the next one.